Before we start, just a quick note on spoilers. This video contains no major spoilers for Odyssey, but it obviously contains gameplay footage and the location of a couple of moons. So with that being said, I'm in love with Mario's movement in Odyssey. It is incredible what is possible in this game. Mario is able to jump, dive and bounce to almost every location imaginable, while we have Cappy's fantastic capturing ability for the first time in a Mario game. In my opinion, we don't need it. So I like to play games in unintended ways, and during my first playthrough I tried to use Mario's insane movement instead of Cappy's capture ability as often as possible. And this is surprisingly often possible. In this video I want to take a look on my favorite 7 capture skips in the game. So are you ready? Let's do this! So here, Mario is in a dangerous room filled with toxic waves. If our plumber touches one of the waves, he loses 10 coins, which he really wants to avoid because there is this awesome costume on sale. The intended way to beat the stage is by capturing this little frog and to jump from platform to platform. But this is not only really slow and annoying, it is also completely skippable by a little bit of insane movement. Let's take a look. It took me a while to get this, and it's definitely not easy, but totally worth it, as it skips being a frog. By the way, as far as I know, the game is already beatable to 100% frogless, but we will see more of this in a moment. But first, let's take a look at this moon. Here Mario is supposed to capture this Uproot in order to climb this enormous tree. This is definitely the second best way to get this moon, but if Mario is up for a challenge, he can actually do this instead. This is not only a lot slower than doing it with the Uproot, but it is also a lot harder, and there is literally no benefit of doing it this way. I love it. So here our plumber is supposed to capture a wiggler and to wiggle from platform to platform. But who wants to wiggle when jumping feels so great? Luckily this is completely optional, once again, as it is surprisingly easy to make it through this section without wiggler. It's actually really easy as well. I like this section because it showcases how incredible mobile Mario is without being completely crazy. I actually spent quite some time trying to skip the last switches since they waste a ton of frames, but as far as I can tell, it is required to push them. Next up is a really easy and quick skip. So this moon is called Ride the Jet Stream, and Mario has to ride discussion towards the moon here in order to collect it. But if Mario doesn't feel especially octopus today, he's also able to reach the moon this way instead. So that's actually slower than riding the Gushen, but I think it is hilarious that there is a moon called Ride the Jet Stream, which has an interesting second option to collect in this game, since we already had something like this before. Okay, back to frogs, or no frogs to be precise. In this room Mario is once again supposed to transform into an amphibian and to make use of its insane jumping ability. But Mario's jumping abilities are already insane. Mario needs no frog to jump high. Enjoy! This is one of the coolest looking movement sequences in the game I know about, and actually a ton of fun to pull off. Sadly this room is in the Cap Kingdom, which means we will probably never see it in a 124 moon speedrun, but at least the 503 moons category will probably run it. So before we head to my favorite capture skip in the game, let's take a look at the really easy one anyone can pull off. In the Wood Kingdom there is a section where Mario is supposed to transform into an Uproot once again in order to raise these platforms and to collect this moon. Luckily this Uproot transformation is completely optional, since it is possible to wall jump up there with ease. I actually believe that it is possible to collect every moon in the game without using Uproots, with the exception of one fight. Okay, now let's take a look at my favorite skip. So in this room, Mario is supposed to transform into Moai, which allows him to see all the invisible platforms hidden here. Then our statue-possessing plumber is supposed to ride the platform towards the end in order to collect this moon. As you might have already guessed, it is possible to ride this platform without capturing the Moai. But that's not what we're going to do, because that's boring. We're going to skip the platform as well. Enjoy! So that was the last skip I want to show you. I'm really interested in finding out what the minimum amount of captures required to beat this game is. Maybe it's possible to beat it with less than 10 captures. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up, and maybe you feel especially uncaptured today and want to hit the subscribe button as well. I hope that you have a wonderful day and to see you soon. Goodbye!